Hey there, folks. Today I'm going to cover my top 10 toy pickups of 2024 and tell you, do I plan on customizing any of these? Let's find out.
Curtis A reached out to me, said make a theme song for my show. Said alright, just give me all the details, man. And my homie says he don't know. Well, if you're gonna pay me big bucks, cause I might should have something to say. He said, you know what I bring, I'm the customizing king, nothing else matters anyway. So is he gonna have guests? I don't know. Is he gonna go live? I don't know. What time will it be? What will you see? I'm pretty much in the dark, but I can guarantee
he'll be customizing action figures, getting paint all on his fingers.
It's art by Akerman. It's art by Akerman.
Tips and tricks and conversation, sharing his gift with every nation.
It's art by Akerman. Art by Akerman. You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Akerman.
All right, it's time to get into my top 10 pickups of 24 and talk a little bit about whether I'm going to be customizing any of these. So we're just going to get right into it. Starting out at number 10 is the Skeleton Legion Builder 2. This is an amazing figure. Great for just kind of hanging around on your desk and just playing around with, messing with. I really love this figure. As far as customizing goes, absolutely. I've got several of these that I've ordered. There's also the Grave Knight wave that's coming in soon that has, 4 skeletons for $100, which is a great deal. So these skeletons are definitely, ready made for customizing, whether it's just throwing different armor and weapons on them, changing out, other things, adding some accessories, some soft goods, some belts, whatever. But these things are just kind of made for customizing. That's what a Legion builder really is. So yeah, I mean, the price point's there. If you want to make an army of these, you want them to stand out and be a little bit different from one another. So definitely going to do some customizing. I don't have any plans off the top of my head right now for what I'd like to see. But you're definitely going to see something with these this year from me. So there's that. That's number 10. These are not all Legions. I know this is primarily a Legions channel, but it's also just kind of, toys and collecting and customizing in general. But number 9 here is from McFarlane, and it is the Lobo with the spacehog. For the price point, this thing is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. As far as customizing goes, there's a good chance I could do some customizing on this. Mostly just adding some metallics on the back part of the motorcycle here. Potentially some metallic blue on the top, or even just some metal dry brushing silver on the front here. I don't think I'm going to do any major customizing to this, but I could just see some easy dry brushing and stuff definitely being applied. Maybe even a dark wash on some of that. So, but once again, the size of this thing, the price point of this thing, I've always wanted a Lobo with a spacehog, and this definitely fits that bill. So that is my number 9. Number 8 for me this year was the Yolo Park Starscream. This thing is a really great figure. I love the Yolo Park. They call them model kits. It doesn't really take a whole lot to put together, but they've got a lot of die-cast metal in them, which gives me that nostalgic feel of kind of old toys. And this one just is fantastic. They just did a great job with this. So, I was one in the past that was kind of why are you going to buy a transformer that doesn't transform? But that being said, if you just like a certain look of a transformer and you don't need it to transform, these Yolo Park ones are really good. So there's my number 8. Number 7, we're going back to McFarlane, and this is the Rayner and Kilowog 2-pack. Excellent 2-pack. Came out earlier this year. I don't know that I'll do much, if any, customizing with this one, with the Rayner figure, but with the Kilowog, I love this figure. It's a big, beefy, chunky dude. He's got, I just love this big, massive fist with the ring on it, his little hammer. The one thing that I think could use a little attention is the face. The face is just lacking a little. The sculptural details are there, but it feels like it's lacking some on the paint. And I feel like a wash could really help bring some of that out. So I may do like something like one of the flesh washes or something like that to this, just to try to make that pop a little bit more. So that's, as far as customizing goes, that's really what I could see here. He does have a lot of sculptural details, like even in the boots and stuff, and here. So, could I see myself like painting some of the straps here, or some of the other details on this? Maybe. But the big thing that sticks out to me right now is just the face on there, just maybe putting a wash on it. So that's kind of my initial thought on that one. Let me put this guy back. Rayner, you too. You go over here. Next one is the Super 7 Steelheart. This thing is just beautiful. The vac metal on this, the purple tint to it. I'm not the biggest of Super 7 fans. I feel like some of their figures are lacking in a lot of ways, especially the human face sculpts. And I wasn't real happy that we had to pay for the other versions of the Silverhawks before we got the vac metal ones. But that all being said, this figure came out looking phenomenal. I absolutely love the way that this came out. I don't know that I'll see myself doing any customizing of this figure. I will say that the bird that came with this, I exchanged out for the bird that came for the first one, because the bird that came with the first one had the folded up wings. Neither one of those was, like a vac metalish bird, which I know wasn't really what we had when as kids. So maybe I could potentially do some like metal dry brushing or something on the bird. But this figure itself, I don't see myself doing anything with. It's just gorgeous. So this will be staying as is. And that is my number 6. Coming in at number 5, we're going to Cosmic Legions. And I feel like this is the best figure that came out from Four Horsemen this year. This is the Fisher Rice Shadow Circle figure. It's just got a ton of stuff. In addition to what you see here, it's got 3 additional heads. It's got 2 additional necks, an extra chest plug. It's got an extra set of arms, extra set of legs. It's got a rifle on top of these 2 pistols, and just the details on this thing. Like, there's just so many painted details that really pop on this. Plus the colors, like that blue with the black. It's just a really striking color combo. I really love it. So to me, this is the best Four Horsemen figure that came out this year. I absolutely love this. I think you could take this figure and pop and swap it with any 1.0 figure and come out with 2 awesome figures. And just recently in a video, I did one where I pop and swap this with a blue Hagnon. I feel like those came out really well. But I really think you could do that with any 1.0. You could just spin a wheel of 1.0 figures, pop and swap it with this Fisher Rice, and come out with not 1, but 2 awesome looking characters. So that is my number 5. As far as customizing, a lot of pop and swap options. I don't, there's so many painted details on this that it doesn't leave much in terms of just adding paint details on this. But you could definitely swap this with some other things. I did, you know, this first one that I got out, I left him with the cloth arms and legs, and then I ended up putting the more tusk arms and legs and the rifle and one of the heads on this, which is just a tusk sentry, which is a Legion builder figure with very limited paint apps. And you can see just the extra parts from this really brings out this other figure. So by buying this one figure, you get two awesome figures, really. So just something to keep in mind there as far as customizing goes. There's just a lot of potential with this, especially for people that are just getting into popping and swapping. So there's that. That was 5 once again. We're now going to 4, and 4 is a big beefy boy. And this is the Mondo Beastman. And I do a lot of collecting of the Mondo Motu line. This thing is just a massive chunk of plastic, but still has really great articulation. It's got this wired whip that is really nice. You know, this thing is just really cool. As far as customizing goes, I don't really see a whole lot that I would want to change on this. You know, he does have this this little goblet that he comes with that could maybe use a few extra paint details. Maybe I could ended up using this with like an ogre in Mythic Legions or something. You know, I don't, this doesn't scream Beastman to me, but it's a cool accessory. So I could see myself maybe adding some paint to this and fitting it in with other lines. But as far as the figure itself, yeah, there's really not, I don't see anything lacking that I'm like, man, some extra paint hits here would be great. It's got a nice wash to it. It's got some nice highlighting and dry brushing, and yeah, this thing's pretty fantastic. So yeah, don't see anything initially with that other than just some of the accessories possibly. Let me put that one back. So that was 4. Number 3 is this Marvel Legends Angel figure. This thing is really cool. I love it. The wings are fantastic. They're ratcheted. It's just got, you know, where it opens in 3 different spots. So it's got a lot of different movement to it. You can get some really great poses. This flight stand that I'm using is an old Motu Classics flight stand. But yeah, I mean, you can get some really great stuff with this character, and I just think it's really cool. As far as customizing, I don't know that I would do much customizing. The only thing I can see right off the bat is just his hair is a little bland. There's not, they didn't really create much depth in terms of the paint job with it. Let's see if I can get that to focus, but I could see maybe putting like a contrast paint on that hair, or even maybe changing it all together, maybe making it a darker hair color. So that would be the only thing I can really think of on here. And I don't know, checking, I think, yeah, this is a separate hair piece that would pop off. So that would be really easy to pop off that hair, paint it, and then pop it right back on the figure without worrying about causing any, you know, paint coverage issues or anything like that, or, you know, like getting it in onto the red parts or onto the face or anything. So now that I look at this, I could definitely see myself doing that. As I'm looking at it, the wings could probably also use just a little bit of a wash. They look really nice, but I think a wash on those might not be a bad thing. There's a little bit of color difference to it. It looks like the wings itself are more of like an off-white, and then they maybe dry brushed a little bit of white on top of it. So there is a little bit of a two-tone effect, but I think a little bit of a wash or maybe even some more dry brush highlights might make that pop a little bit more. So initially I was going to say no customizing on this, but the more I'm looking at it, I could see myself just touching this up a little bit. But overall, pretty good, pretty solid. Coming in at number 2 on my list is this Mafex Eradicator. I love the Reign of Superman, the whole Death and Return of Superman, great storyline. This was one of my favorite figures or favorite characters from that storyline, and I've been waiting for this figure, and it came out really well. Initially, I'm not seeing really much of anything that I would want to change up on here. I think they did a great job. So the only thing I'm seeing like right off is they got the pins in the toe kick there. There's no other pins like in the knees and elbows and stuff that you see, but there is that little pin in the toe kick. And maybe I could fill that spot with some like liquid green stuff, and then paint match that, like that black on the outside, it's blue on the inside. See if you can see that there. So, and you can just barely see that little metal there. So the only thing I could think there is just maybe filling that with some liquid green stuff and, paint matching it so that you don't see that metal part on that toe kick. But otherwise, this is a great figure. I don't have anything else that I can see right off the bat that I'd want to do for customizing on that. And then my number 1 toy pickup for the year is the Mezco turtle set. And there's just a ton of stuff with this. I'll show each turtle here. There's Leonardo, obviously. Each one's got a couple different bandana options, a short and a long. You've got a bunch of different accessories with them. So I'll show you, here we've got Raph with his, like trench coat and hat on, size in the back. So you got a few different looks. Donnie, I really like this like cloak that he comes with, and the little contraption on his arm, little with the keyboard and everything. Just a really cool look for him. And then, of course, you got to have Mikey as well. And I think this might be the whole set is amazing, but this might be my favorite Mikey I've ever seen. It just screams Mikey. You got the pizza dangling there. You've got the Walkman with the headphones. You got the skateboard. Like, this is total Mikey here. So, with these, I don't see myself needing to customize these to improve anything, but there's a lot of accessories that came with these that aren't going to be used in the regular everyday setup that I could see myself using for other toys and other toy lines, just to kind of, whether it's for photography or for a custom that I'm working on or whatever. So that's everything. That's my 10 top pickups for the year and what kind of customizing I may do on some of those. If you have other figures that you think should have made the list or that are made your list that you'd like to share with me, throw that in the comments. When you're looking at your favorite toys of the year, do you look at doing any customizing to them? Are there things that, you look at and you go, hey, I really like this figure, but this one aspect of it could be a little bit better? Another one that was, I'll give kind of an honorable mention, the Nightfall Mafex Batman was another one that was really good. One thing I didn't like about that was on the logo. The logo itself is yellow with the the black bat logo in the middle, but there's a sculpted ring around it that really feels like it should be black, and it's yellow. So I just quickly painted the ring around that black, and it made that figure look better to me for my collection. So sometimes I'll do that. I'll just adjust one little thing that takes it from what I think is a good figure to a great figure. But yeah, do you do that? Do you change things on figures, especially ones that are your favorites, that are your maybe the top ones for you for the year? Do you make any adjustments, or do you just however you get them, that's how you keep them and kind of go from there? So let me know. Obviously, clearly this is for a customizing channel. I'm sure there's several of you that are watching that do full-blown customs and things like that. But I'm interested to know, like, on the figures that you like as is, are there little things that you tweak, that you still keep that character as is? You're not changing it up. You're not changing it to something wildly different, but you just kind of make a little adjustment. If so, let me know in the comments what those are. If there's certain things that you try or tend to kind of adjust a little bit, maybe that's something that I can make into a future video. So that's really all I've got for you guys today. So hope you enjoyed this, and hope you guys had a great 2024. Wishing you a great 2025. And until next time, always be creating. Talk to you later.